Are the dogs barking, Horvat? What's your play here?
Yeah, you're going to notice a theme with me tonight, right? We're eating the dogs. We're eating the dogs tonight. And if there's an ugly dog out there, I probably have money on them, right? So this opened at 10, and I loved it at 10. I still like it at 8.5. I've kind of talked myself into Cleveland's winning that game, winning this game. Jameis Winston, like you said, he's in. Deshaun Watson is out. Home game for the Browns. Perfect letdown spot right now for the Ravens, who look like the biggest threat to dethrone the Chiefs in the AFC. Not that I would bet that. But I don't know that the Ravens are going to be able to have the same success that they did this week. You know, I mean, the Cleveland defense isn't the same that they were last year, but I still do like Jim Schwartz, and I feel like they're going to buy in a little bit more now with Jameis behind center. The teammates, like the locker room, his teammates love him, man. You go back to even when he was with the Saints, defying the head coach there, Dennis Allen, and getting the ball to Jamal Williams to get him in the end zone. Guys just love playing with Jameis. And also, this is just a numbers play, really. The Bengals just closed last week, or they just closed, I should say, as a 5.5-point favorite over the Browns. Yeah, that was last week, man. 5.5 points. The Ravens, this is a terrible spot. Second straight road game on a short week. And also, I'm not the biggest trends guy, as I always say, but Lamar, as a favorite by more than 3 points, 8-18 in his career. 8-18-1, 31%. Wow. Yeah, I love Lamar as a dog. I don't love Lamar as a favorite, except for last season against the Chiefs, and I was wrong there. But, yeah, man, I'm kind of buying into the Browns this week. I think they might even pull off the upset, but I'm going to be a coward and just take the points. I still like it at 8.5.
Yeah, dog could have indeed earned the milk bone in this game. I'm going to go to David Njoku. You heard him on the rejoin in the highlight. I like the over at 52.5 receiving yards at a -115 juice. Somebody's got to catch the damn ball in this offense, and you're going to have a lot of success vertically against the Baltimore Ravens. We've seen it time and time again this season. Baltimore number 28 in pass EPA defense. They have allowed the most tight end yards of any team in the National Football League, specifically giving up 5 receptions per game to plus-size targets and 76.6 yards per game as well. To the position. 4 tight ends have hit the over against this Ravens secondary this season. You look at Njoku, healthy 20.4% target share in this offense at 7.3 targets per game. Yeah, he's only number 25 in total air yards. Sure, he's only number 31 in ADOT among tight ends. Yeah, only number 20 in YAC, number 32 in yards per reception at 8.3. He's the definition of nickel and dimer, as Billy Raff would like to say. He has hit the over, but only one time in 4 games this season. That did come last week. He had 14 targets against the Bengals, caught 10 passes for 76 yards. I think that line is going to come close to being replicated against the Baltimore Ravens. You know, Jameis Winston is going to uncork. So David Njoku, I think, is going to benefit massively across the middle of the field. You know, it may take 8 receptions for him to get there, but I think he does cash in on the over 52.5 receiving yards. And bonus time, Horvat. Jameis Winston, INT. I know it's -200. I love building parlays, whether you've got to build it as a leg in the SGP or having a leg somewhere else. It's like automatic. You have to take Winston for an interception, don't you?
You do, and you know what, man? Coming up a little bit later on in the show, I have an interception prop. Maybe we should put these guys together because I got the perfect match for Jameis Winston this weekend, a guy that I guarantee is going to throw a pick, so I love it. Yeah, it's a DMX Friday, where my dog's at, but not in this one. Instead, we're going to take some dogs because Joe Burrow's my dog. Earlier this morning, I did it again, 14-1 for him to win the MVP. If they go on a run, don't look now. The Bengals are 3-4. They win this game. They're at 500. They could win that division. I think, honestly, even though Mahomes is the favorite to win that award, I would only bet Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson right now. Those should be the favorites right now. Anyway, I like the Bengals. I like them at 2.5. The money line's -140 if you don't trust them, but anything under a field goal, I do like them. Again, I keep saying the same thing every week. Eventually, I think Philadelphia is going to be the team to beat in the NFC. But they're just not there right now. And the Bengals defense, not great, but I do like that they play a ton of zone and they don't play man, because if you play man against A.J. Brown, now that he's fully healthy, Jalen's going to pick you apart. But he's only 18th right now in adjusted EPA per play. He actually has more turnover-worthy plays than big-time throws this season. Again, I know like A.J. Brown's been out. Devontae Smith has missed some time. They're back. But Cincinnati, Cam Taylor-Britt, Mike Hilton, DJ Turner, when they're fully healthy, not a terrible secondary. So I think that they're going to be able to hold their own a little bit here. And Joe Burrow's awesome. 14 touchdowns, just 2 picks. Top 5 in pretty much like every advanced passing metric, adjusted EPA per play, completion percentage over expectation, which is my favorite stat. Philadelphia, I think that defense is going to be fine come week 8, come week 9. It's a young secondary, and right now they're dead last in DVOA against wide receiver number 1. How are you going to hold up against Jamar Chase? T. Higgins, if he plays in this game. Quinyon Mitchell's great, but he's a rookie. Darius Slay's banged up right now. Also, I like Chase Brown a little bit in this game. I think he's going to be able to get going on the ground. They're 28th ranked against in adjusted line yards. Not a great run defense either. So I like Cincy. Anything under a field goal here quite a bit.
All right, usually I get down with some Chase Brown, but I'm going to go with the other Brown in this game, who will indeed get Brown down, and that is A.J. Brown. I'm going to take the over on 75.5 receiving yards at a -115 juice. The Bengals number 21 in pass EPA defense. 4 wide receivers have gone over this mark against them this season. I mentioned Cam Taylor-Britt. He's been ho-hum this year. Guy's given up a 62.6% catch rate, 15.4 yards per catch, and a 128.9 passer rating to his assignments. You look at A.J. Brown, number 1 in yards per reset or yards per route run, number 2 in yards per target, number 4 in yards per reception. He has gone over this in all 3 games he's seen action in. I may even ladder this sucker, take him up at like 90 yards, take him over 100 as well. A.J. Brown is going to be a dirty worker outside the numbers. A lot of chunk gains in my fearless forecast for him. I know you love the hockey bets. We're going to keep this in the NFL, though, to start. What 3 NFL player props have the starkest edge according to your model?
Yeah, last time I was on here, we had 2 guys, and this is just going to become a recurring theme because for whatever reason, the books just don't seem to be able to get a grasp on these guys. So Geno Smith, over 23.5 completions. At Betalytics, we have him projected for nearly 26. So that's 3 completions on an edge there. That's a problem. Trevor Lawrence, over 235.5 passing yards. 234.5 last week. He sailed over that number. This week, we have him projected for close to 260. So, wow, that's a massive edge. And then something we have as an A- grade, and I went and I looked at the trends too, and I really like this. Derrick Henry, 1 reception. If you look at it, he's had at least a reception in 5 of 7 games this season, and one of the games he didn't have one in, it got called back on a penalty. So he is getting targeted by Lamar Jackson in a more kind of passing game role. He's got a couple games with 3 receptions. I like him here, and for whatever reason, it's at plus money, so hammer time.